This week I went on allrecipes.com and found a really awesome recipe for chocolate chip cookies. They are mouth-watering and hard to resist. I'm going to show you how I make them. Now start by preheating the oven to 350. Now while that's doing that, we're going to take 2 room temperature sticks of butter and plop them into a bowl and add a cup of sugar to them. Then take your spoon and press the sugar and the butter together as many times as it takes to fully mix them. And this is going to take some time, but the payout is worth it. Once it starts looking like this and your hand hurts, you're going to go ahead and add a cup of brown sugar as well and do the exact same thing. And for some reason, I find it oddly satisfying when it falls apart like this. But this is what it should look like once it's all mixed together. Then you crack an egg in and make sure you get... Well, we're going to just cut that out and take that egg yolk and all that egg goo and mush it into the butter and the sugar. And you really want to give it a nice little slow start, but then really take off with it. Just don't make a mess. And once that's all stirred in, add a second egg. You're going to do the same thing again with just as much as enthusiasm and nice and slow, and then speed it up. Go really fast. Okay, maybe we did fast forward a little bit, but this is what it should turn out like by the end of it. Nice and creamy. And once you arrive at this texture, you're going to throw in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So number 1 here, and number 2. Now take 2 teaspoons of warm water and 1 teaspoon of baking soda and give it a good mix really fast. Mix it up really well, and you want to instantly, once that's all mixed, pour it directly into your batter and start to stir it fast. And make sure it's really well mixed in there. And then next we're going to throw in a ½ teaspoon of salt. I'm a little extra generous with the salt and I kind of really pack it in there. But I think it adds to the chocolate taste. Once it's all mixed in, we're going to add a cup of flour. And you'll want to have your spoon ready because you're going to take that dough that you've made and fold it over the flour. At least that's my method. I don't really have a hand mixer, so I just use the spoon, and it takes forever, and I'm going to keep folding and folding and folding until all that flour is completely mixed in and the dough looks to be pretty well mixed. Once you get to that point and it looks all mixed up, you're going to add yet another cup of flour. That's cup number 2 of 3 actually. So once that's all mixed in, you're going to give it a good mix and you'll add cup number 3. And once cup number 3 is in there, you're going to stir until your arms hurt horribly. No, for real, like your arms and hand will hurt, but it'll come out like this, and then it's time to add chocolate chips. And I only have a pizza pan. I like to do a bunch of regular size and then a big oddball. That oddball is mine. And because we know it takes forever, your oven should finally be preheated. Now throw those cookies into the oven and set the timer for 10 minutes. Don't forget to. I've done it before and it's very disappointing. Now for the very boring part, we wait. After 10 minutes, pop that sucker open and take your cookies out. Your cookies should be that golden brown color. They're going to look fantastic. Let them cool on top of the stove and then transfer them to a plate. Don't touch. It's very important you wait. And once you've waited patiently for them to cool, you will enjoy some of the most delicious cookies in the world. But for real, they really are amazing. And though the original recipe did call for walnuts, I don't even think it needs it. They hold themselves up on their own. And just like any cookie, it pairs really well with a glass of milk.